Well, good afternoon. Hope you are doing okay. This is going to be for my buddies that like to fish and that I'm selling catfish bait and carp bait to. They can refer to this video, and it's a new bait we're putting out. And of course, the people that are subscribers to my food page, you might have someone that you want to take fishing, or you might fish yourself and want to try this bait. So here's what I've done. It costs a lot to ship. Shipment's terrible, whether I ship it UPS or mail, or it's all expensive now. So I'm trying to cut the cost down. So what I've gone to is a dry mix. It's proportioned out. This weighs about, I think I weighed it about 4 ounces. So that'll put the shipping cost of this somewhere around $2 anyway. So that's, if I put water in this, it's like $6 or $7 because of the, shipping of the weight goes up. So I've done a dry mix. You can get it to your house, mix it with a little water, or you can get it to the creek bank or whatever. It's actually better if you can do it at the lake or the creek, because that's the water the fish are in. Nothing strange, no chlorine or anything in it. And it just mix enough up to get your bait. I don't put any chemicals. There's no preservatives in my bait. After 4 or 5 days of making it, if you don't have it in the refrigerator, you may get some mold on it. So if it molds, actually the catfish and carp like it. They will hit it better. I don't know what it is. It changes the flavor, I guess. I just take and mold it back in, take and mold the dough bait back in, the mold into it, and keep on fishing. It can be frozen, but anyway, if you use this dry mix, it's kind of like Aunt Jemima complete pancake mix. Just add a little water and there you go. Well, this ain't edible, but it doesn't smell bad. Just add a little bit of water and here you go. So I'm gonna do a demonstration on how big of a bait ball this will make for you. So let me get the camera around so you can see. Let's get this bait making party started. It won't take long. So here's the bait. It's dry. I'm gonna try to weigh it, show you how much it weighs. It's hard to see, but it's about right at the 4 ounce mark, the dry weight. So get this camera down here for you. Pretty easy. Just take and dump the bait. Now here's, you got to go real gently. I mean, like real gently to do this. Let me grab a spoon, a long spoon here. Now, all right, let's see here. You see the bait in the pan? And here's the water, and I'm just going to put a few drops at a time. It doesn't take much. Please be gingerly. What does it say? Gingerly. So in other words, don't put a lot in at once. You can always add more. It's really hard to get it if it's too wet. I'll explain how to get it dry if you do. So it looks like that's probably going to come together. Right? This has a wonderful smell to it. This is a non-stinky dough bait. It's a blood dough bait. It's got dried blood in it. The catfish love it. Yeah, it's going to come together just fine. So you can see it's wanting to make a ball. It's a little dry yet. And that was right out of half a cup. But I say, depending on the day, it's raining here. I don't know if that made a difference today, but just add just a little at a time and keep mashing it in. And we're going to weigh this when we get it kneaded together. It's just like making bread dough. All right, let's see. my sales of my bait have been incredible. I do a front door pickup, porch pickup as they call it, and I advertise my bait on Facebook Marketplace. And just about sold out in the last 24 hours. Anyway, there's no preserves in here, so please take care of it. And this should get you a pretty fun afternoon or evening of carp fishing. It's the perfect dough. It worked out really good. And what you're going to do, let's weigh it and see what it weighs. Let's see here. It weighs 4.5 ounces. So that almost 1 ounce of water would have cost you almost another $1. Plus, you can keep this, and when you get ready to go fishing, you can mix it together. You don't have to worry about it spoiling or anything else. And just roll it up into a ball like that. I mean, this is my original recipe that I was given in 1966, driving an old Cushman scooter to the creek fishing. Just roll it up like that, and it's ready to go, boys and girls. And you'll take, let's see if I've got I've got a little hook up here. So take you a little bit, about thumb size. It doesn't take big hooks. This is for catfish and carp. Let's see here. Let me get a test hook here. The reason I say it's a test hook, it's the one I put bait on and leave it in a pickle jar hanging. And I'm not sure what size this is, but you can see on my thumbnail. It's not too big, and this is a bait holder. It's got a couple of barbs on the back. You just insert it in the bottom, and you want to make a teardrop ball out of it. I mean, this bait just turned out perfect. I'm good. I've been making it since 1966, and no, I have got it too wet. So here you go. And just throw that on the bottom. Put you a swivel right here, and on the other side of the swivel, put about, depends on how much, if the water's running or if it's still. If it's still water, just enough to get it to the bottom, and leave a slack line, because when the carp, if they feel any tension against it, they may leave it alone and not touch it. They're weary. I mean, you think a bass is hard to catch? A carp is a lot harder to catch. They've seen it all and done it all. So anyway, leave the slack, and when you see the slack moving out of your line, then set it. The weight is just there to get it to the bottom and hold it in one place. So this will stay on several hours. It's soft enough that when you jerk on it, it'll pull through. As you can see here, it pulls right through, and probably going to get my finger. So anyway, that's how I make my dough bait out of this blood dough mix. It would be the same if I was just using my carp bait. A different recipe, but you do the same thing. Get up here so you can see me. You can see the old country boy. Anyway, it would be the same thing if you're using the dough bait, the carp bait. Just mix it real lightly with water. Now, if for some reason you get it too wet and you're at home, throw a little flour, just maybe a quarter teaspoon until it starts drying out, add it to it. Or if you're at the lake and there's cattails around, the reeds, it's got look like corny dogs on the end of it. I seen a deal on Facebook. Someone took a picture of a bunch of cattails, and they said, look, they're growing corny dogs. And I guess they kind of do look like a corny dog. But anyway, you can shred some of that cattail and put it in your dough bait. It'll make fibers. It'll dry it out. Also, this is not really for casting. You can cast it on a spinning rod, open face spinning with a bell. Just cast it lightly, and you'll do fine. If you're really trying to sling it out there with like a bait caster, you're going to have a problem unless you've got a really good reel and you got a real smooth operating reel. So Now, if you do want to make a tougher bait out of it, put lots of cattail in it, and it'll get so dead bird hard and rocky, you won't be able to throw it off. But the initial bait, this is great for fishing off of docks, getting a spinning reel and going down to the side of the creek, throwing it, pitching it out there, get you a little stick and lay it up there, put your rod in it. You see just a little twitch, yank some lips up. And carp are from all different sizes, from a pound up to 40 or 50 pounds. Buffalo that will hit this bait, catfish will hit this bait. So anyway, that's my instructional video today on how to use my dried powder mix, the kit. So if you're wanting any of this, contact me. I'll have an email address, and you can just email me or leave me a message on YouTube, and we'll work out the shipping on it. If you'll just send me, I'll take postal money orders. I don't take Zelle, and I don't even know what all those other things are. I'm 72, so all I know is it's cash. I don't want you to send cash through the mail. But if you send a postal money order, it'll go direct to me. As soon as I get it, it'll cover the shipping, and everything will be covered on this. And by the time I get through, I'll have you a price. When I make this post, I have a price on this. I've got to figure it out. So it's probably going to be around $5 or $6 or something like that for the shipping and the bait and everything. So anyway, thanks for being back with the old dude. Come and ride shotgun with me anytime. And I would say go fishing with me, but I don't go fishing very much anymore. But I still love the outdoors.